Abana. We even have a place close by in Okobo here called Abana. Those names also are replicated in Ghana. And a lot of others. Today, given what you have seen, I believe you can pardon our ancestors for leaving you in Ghana and coming down to Akwa Ibom. So, President Mahama, we want you to relax because you are in the midst of your cousins and brothers. This is a family reunion to all Akwa Ibom people. We appreciate your transformational leadership in Ghana, just like your brother is doing in Nigeria, and we welcome you today. I don't want to speak on the great legend Pele, because I don't know whether he has arrived here, but I do know that the last time he visited Nigeria was during the Civil War, and the two sides at that time had a truce. They stopped the war to welcome Pele. And I know that today, if he steps on Akwa Ibom Stadium today, even the insurgents that are causing problems will stop all fights in order to welcome him. So let me welcome all our former leaders and my colleagues in government and the iconic stars who are going to perform tonight. We appreciate all of you, and we welcome you to Akwa Ibom State. Issa Hayatu and his representatives, we welcome the CAF people, we welcome the Nigerian Football Federation. My dear brother, President Amaju, is in the team with members of his executive. We pay tribute to you for the memorable hosting of the World Cup. For the CAF president, we are delighted that you were able to bring the World Cup to South Africa. I know the next World Cup is coming to Akwa Ibom. Oh, sorry, Nigeria. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, when Akwa Ibom State was created 27 years ago, our forefathers named it the Land of Promise. In naming it, they took cognizance that it was in this land that the first demand for state creation was made in Nigeria in 1958. Even though we were denied state creation about 2 times, but our faith never went. And in 1987, our hope was realized. And that for us was a momentous occasion. We showed clearly that when there is hope, that faith never fails and hope never disappoints. From that epochal date in 1987, the baton of that promise had passed from generation to generation and from one administration to the other. But few Akwa Ibom people felt the impact of that promise. Fewer still even touched the button of that promise, while some never knew or even cared about the word promise, promised land. They only heard the word of promise, but never tasted the fruits of that promise. But deep down in my heart, I believe that the promises which define our state as the land of promise could become the inheritance of every household, the property of every man and every woman, and the hope of every child that is born in this blessed state. So in 2007, I proposed to the good people of Akwa Ibom State that it was time to cut a new covenant with that promise and discuss with God and call God as our anchor and let God's will be done in our state. The response was overwhelming. Tens of thousands of our people came out unflinching support from the primaries in the election with the PDP, which was very rigorous and hectic. Some of you spent 5 days on the street. And what were you saying? You said you want God's will to be done. At the end of the exercise, we won by the margin of faith in a contentious field of over 57 aspirants, where even at that time, your governor standing here was considered an underdog. We confounded the bookmakers because the world creates a space for the man who knows his way. Seldom in the history of mankind have people showed so much faith in one human being as Akwa Ibom people it showed in me. Oh my God. In fact, I had to remind myself each second after the swearing in that to whom much is given, much is expected. Today I can proudly say that I have discharged my duties to the best of my ability. Our children now have free and compulsory education. Our pregnant women, our babies up to the age of 5 years, and the aged have free medical treatment in Akwa Ibom State. Our youths and women have financial empowerment through different programs of my administration. Suffice it to say that everybody has done tested from the promise. Now is the time for the sports war. We have dotted our landscape with infrastructure too many and too numerous to recount. We have tarred over 350 urban roads alone. We've done over 2,000 kilometers of roads and at least 35 brand new bridges. This is not the day for that. I wouldn't mention the fact that we have raised electricity coverage in this state almost to 97%. I won't mention that today. I won't mention that. Let me skip what we have done so that I don't bore you. I don't want to mention the fact that through our partnership, we built, completed an independent power plant, and then brought in the first gas processing plant, private sector in Akwa Ibom. I won't mention that tonight. I won't mention that. Some of you may wish to stroll over to the e-library, a 5-story building, which we call a knowledge-based center, and thereafter walk up to the Tropicana to enjoy some salad and then watch films. But that is not the story for today. Mr. President will be invited to join you again in January 2015 to commission at least 2 international hotels. The first is the Uyo Hilton, the second is the Sheraton Hotel, Sheraton by 4 Point Hotel, located at Ikadekpene, but that is not the story for today. But we may even call them back to come and commission the specialist hospital at a time with over 457 beds. We should do open heart surgeries, kidney transplants, and we'll start with everything with 6 modular theaters. But that is not the story for today, so we won't go into it. In effect, in the last 7 years working together, we have brought about transformation, which has come to be dubbed as uncommon transformation. Today we have come to cap this uncommon transformation with a gift to our nation and to Africa, with a gift to the sporting world. This stadium, which we have named the Nest of Champions, which is like an hatchery that will hatch a lot of champions in future. This stadium, it sits on 36.3 hectares of land in the heart of Uyo capital city. It can seat over 30,000 spectators. It has state-of-the-art facilities built in line with global best practices. The best architectural masterpiece of a stadium you can find anywhere in the world. It has the highest standard in terms of comfort. It has the highest standard in terms of meeting FIFA regulations. But why did we build the stadium? Because the global sports industry is one of the fastest growing industries in the world today. It is 7 times bigger than the film industry and 4 times bigger than the automobile industry. The anticipated global sports industry, the growth for 2015, is estimated at $145.3 billion. Akwa Ibom State wants a piece of that action. I'll give you just a few examples and I'll round off. The boxer, Floyd Mayweather, he earned about $400 million in his 10-year boxing career, $400 million US.